is the next one.
Oh, fair enough. In which case, you go. Good job.
Gentlemen, you have 10 seconds. 15 minutes. 15. Okay, 15. Lancia. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go back. Too hard? Yeah.
It's good that we got some thinking power already. It's good that we got some thinking power already. It's always nice when we get a headache.
Sorry.
No problem. I mean, it's not even a tough turn. It's one of those which is like, I don't want to get this wrong because this could really hurt.
Straight. Oh, mate. Have you seen the car? It's over there in the case.
Is it the same group?
It's exactly the same. Because when I see it,
Yeah,
like,
double watch. Do it.
trophy, please. I never expected to like get that far on.
Yeah.
And he modded like the beat finale. He was starting with like next to me. He smoothed it all out. So it's like this really sharp, sweet point. One time, cannon body. It looks incredible.
I need to redo that because I wanted it.
So, let me disconnect this USB drive and change the camera. Well, they're on dials right now and there's not much happening and I've got no idea why. I had a drink of water somewhere.
Okay. It's 2. Okay. Your whole cat. Gunning it. Lovely. My hawk. No, sir. But it's turning, so come on. It's an hawk. Bob focuses. Your Lancia.
One spin. I mean, it's actually, I'm just thanks for everyone. Yeah.
My Lancia. Yep. Bank 1.
He's never known we could have about 5 minutes.
I saw it.
Like 10-minute break and then we're doing pairings.
Carry on.
Me and Remco are just trying to sort out
Just cut those microphones while I've got the judges speak behind me. One of the things, I'm going to be a bit distracted. I just suddenly realised that we were on the other side of the hall at Pokemon Championships and they've got a live stream going as well. I'm just kind of looking at them and seeing the stuff they're doing with animations and overlays and stuff like that. Trying to work out if I can see the tricks they're doing and what I could do with it. They're like proper sportscasters. Sat there with their headsets on.
Oh, sorry, I'm being too quick. I don't see it.
Okay.
Just slow down. You can see it's a hard left. I don't see it. Yet. It makes no difference.
Black market slicer tools suck, ladies and gentlemen. Just for the record. The estranged brother of Saboteur. Half brother, the estranged half brother of Saboteur. Slightly better, but it's still the same stuff.
Dials.
Like, for example, is this past
That's a good thing.
It becomes clear why they wanted the time extension. They're going to take this game as far as they can.
You know what they say for Brockers? Knowledge is power.
Let's see if I can pick.
Yes, it is. Possibly when I was young. One thing is, let's put the right dials on the ship. Indeedy.
And the glass table thing. Now you see, that was something that was suggested to me the very first time I played.
Once again,
I did the first national. They discussed that, and I said it's kind of a big deal when you're in the activation phase, when you're in the planning phase and activation phase. You want to be discussing and thinking about what maneuvers the players could be making from the spectator point of view. If you know what they're going to be making, it kind of takes a lot of the interest out of the planning phase and the activation phase, which are the longest and least interactive part of the viewing experience. So I'm personally of the opinion that no, we don't want to see the dials from below to know what maneuvers they program, because it's more interesting from our perspective to try and work out what maneuvers they've done or what options they have, and trying to second guess them.
Ready to go, mate?
So I think I've realised now what the reason was for the time extension. There's the organisation called out for someone who might have had a spare Protectorate fighter dial, and they.
Yep. Okay, my hawk. One back.
And they. And so Andy Cameron had one, and he gave it to. So he went over to find the organisation to give him that dial. And so I think that's the reason why the time extension. So what the clock we're looking at is the round time in general, but I believe these guys probably got like a 15-minute extension or something.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know how you watch Pokemon stream. Search Pokemon Championships. But it's not that interesting. I don't know unless you're really into Pokemon. I would just say that it just seems really interesting, the difference. They obviously get a lot more money. Well, I mean, I get no money, so that's one thing. But yeah, there's a lot of investment being put into it. It's like a proper media production. It's like literally like a sports broadcast. We're recording the participation this year. I think there are 2 girls playing X-Wing. They may not be today because they may have dropped after the experience from yesterday and have gone off to play side events or Destiny or something like that. But there were a couple. Obviously, this is the first time I've ever been in a situation where I was able to see the other FFG games like Netrunner being played and Game of Thrones being played, and there is a much larger female representation within the Netrunner and Game of Thrones communities.
my shots and you.
than there is
your
in
shots and me.
comparatively speaking to
My
X-Wing.
shots on the hawk. Long range.
Right, so stuff's happening.
So we go for a focus. Yep. 3. Yep. Range 3. Yeah, range 3.
3 blanks. Oh, these guys are using corset dice. Oh, thank you very much, guys. Damage goes on to Fenrir. Is it Palab Gadalhi? Yeah. And a face down, face up crit is the damage sensor array, which we saw have a huge effect on last round against Miranda Donny. Sarge loses a shield. And they go back to dials. I did ask the double fire spray to go on last round, but his opponent was not willing to do so. So I had to look for another pairing. This round I was looking to get Tim Gromberg, which if you look at the rankings, he was placed 3rd. He was the person who went 3 rounds yesterday with 200-0 victories, playing Miranda, Jess Power and Biggs, if I remember correctly. He played his last round against the Kanan Biggs and also won. So he's doing well. Wanted to get him on, but his opponent drawn was OJ Hemmings, who's someone I've seen a lot of, so I wanted to try and get other people onto the stream. Andrew Cameron I've seen a bit of, but it was like a whole year ago when he won a regional on the Friday of the UK Games Expo, playing Triple Jump Masters of the Deadeye variety. I don't know the name of the gentleman playing the double fire sprays. I just walked past the table, saw 2 fire sprays, and realised he's towards the top of the ranking. I'm not sure who it is. I'm going to see if I can find out now that they decided about the start. The exact list for Tim, I don't have right now. I've glanced at it. I've not really paid much attention. I knew I wanted to see it, but I've not had an opportunity yet. I can also see Tony Petroconi, the Italian player we saw yesterday play. He's also highly placed on the tables. So in the case of when we started the game, the two players were discussing the difference between the two lists is that Sebastian's removed Lats Razi from Asajj in favour of Dengar. And they were discussing this, and Sebastian's point of view is that he's playing a control list and that Lats is counterproductive to that control element. Very slow.
I've shot once, and it's finished every fucking time.
So what is it? What's going on between?
Through the rock?
Oh, here we go.
No, it's not through the rock. There you go. Range band.
So, fin on fin action.
Lucky swine.
So it would appear that they made a mistake when they told me about it. One focus, two blanks. I can see a whole bunch of blanks or thrusters.
Bad dice roll. There it happens. Could have time locked. Yep. Through the rock. Yep. You guys. There you go. Yep.
One focus, one hit, one blank. Spends the focus. And there come regional dice that I can't see. ¿Qué tal tú estás en Destiny o?
Also three. Yep. And also two. Yep. Yeah, the focus wouldn't have made any difference. Okay.
So how have the rest of your games gone so far? I mean, obviously fairly well. But
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I mean, I've been getting looking nice jobs.
This is after the delays yesterday. This is basically they've opted that it's not really a day two. It's kind of a continuation. The Swiss tournament will be 9 rounds. Everybody has the option of playing all 9 rounds if they wish. Scott Reed still edging in on the top 32. Luke Townsend as well as the guy who got to the semi-final of the Tatooine System Open we saw on stream. And we got Karol Bedrevich from Poland playing, so I'll be keeping an eye on that name to see if that keeps going up the rankings. He's a person I wanted to see play for a long time. So yeah, pretty slow match this one. Oh Jesus, I got problems with my scoreboard. Hang on a sec.
Let's go when you're ready. I'm not going to change mine.
Then we'll attempt to curve boost and try and stay relevant to the game.
It was removing the half points for Fenrau. Not for Fenrau, for Palob, sorry. So looks like they're ready then.
Yep.
Palov moves.
The Hawk's favourite move.
2 left turn.
The Y-wing. Yep.
Focuses. Latani shares that focus. Similar maneuver. Followed by the same action. This reminds me of there's this guy on TV in the UK called Darren Brown. You may not have heard of him. He's one of those mentalists. I don't know if that's the right word, but like not a magician, but someone who kind of like plays tricks with the mind. And he did this one show where he got 8 grandmaster chess players. Oh, we got a little sneak peek of the crit they got dealt. I think it was the if I saw it correctly, I think it was Shaken Pilot. One Shaken Pilot has come out of damage there. And so Darren Brown invited 8 grandmaster chess players to play against him. He was going to play all 8 at once. So he sat them all down on tables in a ring, put little boards in between them so they couldn't see each other. And so what he ended up doing was he would go around the table. Half the tables he would have the first move, and the other half the tables he would have the second move. He would be black instead of white. And he so basically what he did was he went round the tables that moved first, the grandmasters, and he copied their moves on another table, and basically just played the whole game as if he was playing like by proxy the grandmasters against each other, like playing all 8 games at once. And all the grandmaster chess players were going, "Wow, he's like a really good player. I can't believe he did that. He played 8 people at once, and like it was like playing against the grandmaster because it was playing by proxy." And so it kind of when you see in this list, you see the 2 lists kind of like doing the same kind of maneuvers. You kind of wonder if it's like they're basically just mirroring each other ad infinitum. Yes, the Sarge on Andrew's side of the table has lost 1 shield, and my system's not showing it properly. That's why it's disappeared.
Okay. So,
And now I've got no hull on Palom. What the hell?
your first beginning of combat.
Come on, you updating
You're
correctly.
first at the beginning of combat. So, do you want to do anything? Nothing. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to stress Fed. Stress the rest of your list. I'm then going to steal a focus. No, I'm not. I'm going to steal another focus.
So Palom steals the focus token from Sebastian's Fenrau.
Your Fen shots. My Fen shots.
2 damage to the side. Very nice. It's weird. I forget about Iron Box, but never about certain foes.
band 2. Yep.
I see 1 hit, 2 blanks. Here come the shiny dice.
Not there. That's range band 2. Yep.
That's a shot.
Yeah, we'll put 1 hit there.
2 blanks.
Yep. Your shots? Yes. Shots, defend? Yep. Yep.
Here's a prettier though. That guy over there has an amazing pink.
Yeah, reroll if you like. Scott.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay, read the asteroid, range
With the Dengar reroll, he gets 3 hits. I can see a blank, maybe 1 evade. 1 damage card goes on to Finral, which looks like I'd already done it. I'd already anticipated it. So Finral on Andy's side of the table, left with just 1 whole point. Target lock repeats, gets 2 hits. And I've seen 2 blanks and a evade. No, yes. Damage cards onto Finral. Looks like a crit. Push it down. It's a
TLT. Same target.
Oh, come on. Simon, which one is it? Loose stabilizer.
Spend it for yours. For 3.
Receive a stress token after executing a white maneuver.
3.
Takes 2 more damage. So now we've got both Finrals on 1 whole point. And they return the dials. So with regards to the list that Tim Gronberg's playing, he's got a Miranda with cluster mines, plasma torpedoes, Ray. I forget what the other one was now. He's got like the twin laser turret, because I wasn't trying to remember that. That's easy to remember. He's got a Jess Pavel with M9G8 and a Biggs Darklighter. Not sure what droid he's got on it. It was covered up with damage cards.
Bring a laser.
Glad I made you think. Smashing it all day yesterday. I was like, oh, balls is the top player. All I can meant to do is make you think. And then let the dice do the rest. It's a good game, it's really tough. Both fans on one hit each.
Really slow activation phase. The planning phase, sorry. There was the rankings before we started the round. Tim Gronberg was in 3rd place. David Dief is if you've been following my channel, you'd have seen him several times already, one of Spanish players. He's currently playing against George de la Pina, and it would appear to me that the match is going in favour of George. Oliver Potno is currently playing against Ashok Hemo. Oh no, he's not. I got the two mixed up.
29 minutes. We've got 45 minutes, mate. We've got loads of time.
I'll admit, I'm not a fan. This game's going to go like 15 minutes over time everybody else. I've been having lunch after this round, so I don't think it makes much difference. But if it had been in another situation where it wasn't lunch and I had to get everything set up again for the next round, I think I'd have been in a bit of stress. Here we go.
Yes. Crazy one.
So here's the opportunity we're going to see. Fen Rao is currently, the two Fen Raos are currently face to face. It would appear that Andrew's Fen Rao may have been blocked by Sebastian's Assage.
It doesn't matter.
Here we go.
Roll your damage.
One crit. And he's out. really, yeah. It was a direct impact.
Oh, Ben! No, you're not there anymore.
That was disgusting last time. Yeah, that's 700 quid.
Let go, please.
It's a talon roll from Fenral on Andy's part to get himself perfectly lined up to attack Palob with Alhi. And if things go the way they look like they're going to go this round, I don't know, it's his own Palob Godal. My bad.
So, where's the other stress? So, beginning of combat, you go first. Stress and fin roll. Stress fin roll. I'll take the focus off that ship. Yep. There you go. You can't give me that. Okay. You can't shoot. Say hello to Esteban. It's close. We're going to probably call the judge on this one. Do you want to move your ship out of the way? As in move the top. Just eyeball it with this. Getting it out. I think that's Mars. Yeah, this is it. Ready? Two legs right. There you go. Sorry? Yeah, fair enough. Yes. Range 2.
So,
Nice.
2 crits, 1 hit, 1 blank in the raid. Takes
Crit. Crit. One hit, 2 crits. Yep. So, 1 crit. Just a crit through. Double damage.
in direct impact. Ow.
Can we please check the range?
Can you check whether it's going through the rock or not? It's going through the rock.
So he must have gone on Palob, even though I haven't seen Palob. So that the first hit was cancelled by a shield, and he's taken a direct impact, leaving Palob with 2 hull points. That's too many. There we go.
Palob? Yeah. Yours first.
3 dice against 4.
So now, this is where Sebastian gets the opportunity to try and remove Fenral, but not with dice like that. Second TLT attack. Another poor roll.
So lucky this time.
Uses the focus token and saved. Even with auto thrust doesn't make any difference.
Your Ventress.
And these Palob attacks. It's a Sarge Ventress. Gets 2 hits.
Stress. Do you remove it or not? I can block it if you remove my stress. No, oh, you can't do that, can you? Shit.
Okay.
Second one.
Hadn't seen the shields go off. That's damage.
Well done.
And they return to dials. So not going well for Sebastian that last turn. Just checking through the comments there, noticing some questions regarding the death of Sebastian's Fen Rao. When Fen Rao completed the maneuver, as he was being placed, it touched the rock and moved the rock. So I'm guessing what happened there is they decided it was overlap, rolled the dice, got the crit, taken off the board. Now as he touched the rock and moved the rock, and he moved it back. I mean, either way, if unless we're saying he touched the rock before he moved, which I did not see.
Okay, my hawk.
But I think Sebastian would have it quite clear about when he placed his ship whether or not the rock made contact or not. Power off. Deciding to disengage this round. And he's power.
Yep.
Or maybe not. Maybe he's guessed that maneuver correctly.
Good. No, that will be good. Sorry, she's going to focus. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so he will crash into its fence. My fence. Let's use the long one. Okay, beginning of combat. You're first. Stress everything. No. I'll take that. Yep.
So, combat massage versus Palov, I'm guessing. Yeah. Blocks both of them. Both hits evaded with natural green dice. Seeing a hit, a crit, and a focus. Focus is spent. 2 hits and a crit. 2 evades. Spends the focus. Gets free. Saves. So now the intention is wanting to get that extra shot in on Fen Rao, but it's going to have to go for Asajj. Gets 2 hits. I can see Anavades has 2, so it looks like he saved that. Second attack, 1 normal, 1 damage goes in on Asajj. She loses another shield.
I'm back at your Asajj.
Pal of Andy on a Sarge of Sebastian.
Damage. Second shot. 3.
And he's got the half points. So for now, 52 points to Andy, 0 to Sebastian. Sebastian wants to sink some damage on Fenral to be able to claw back some margin. One of the things that's taken place in this European Championships is that the judges team have been assembled from from judges from all over the European community. So you've got German judges, you've got Spanish judges. There's judges from Denmark. Obviously, they've all got members from their own communities playing, and they're trying to keep track of what's going on with them. They're interested. They want to know how it's going.
Love it. No.
It's all dices. It is all dices. Well, you're the first person.
Two things I'd like to apologise, guys. Commentating these rounds by yourself for 12 hours a day it's not as particularly tiring, but it is boring, especially when you've got long activation phase, long planning phases like this. Makes it difficult. So, I mean, if it seems like I'm not talking much, I apologise. It's just when I'm by myself, it's very difficult to kind of think out interesting things to talk about, which is evidenced by what I'm saying right now. I thought I'd fill the radio silence with just a small comment on the reason why there is radio silence. And is that something that they've released here? On sale in Hall 1. Cool. So we're just having a look at there's some new game been released called Devil's Run Route 666. It's a newly released game at the UK Games Expo on sale in Hall 1. Would appear to be a kind of if you know Twisted Metal on the PlayStation, that sort of thing, but a board game. You drive vehicles around shooting each other from what they appear to be. Devil's Run Route 66, the post-apocalyptic vehicle battle game.
Barrel roll. Oh no, sorry.
In my case, when I stream events, I specifically ask to have a separate table from everyone else. I do not want my table to have a number on it. That way I get to choose the games that go up on it, and I avoid... Yeah, well, I mean, in some cases where we've got an event where we've got pre-registration, you've got lists sent beforehand, I can look through the pairings briefly and try and pick up an interesting pairing. In this case, I'm going more on names, on the rankings I'm seeing, and who's doing well, who are in the top tables, stuff like that. But basically, I want to avoid having table number one and watching the same person every which is what happened to me at the Yavin Open this year. I was on table one. I had table one, and I think I ended up watching Pete Wood plays Paratani 3 rounds in a row. So I like to get the opportunity to make sure I get different people on each game. Try and demonstrate a bit more of the people that participate in the community. So I just realised what I'm going to do.
They are ridiculously warm.
Okay, so your beginning of combat goes first. Stress me all on you. Yep. That. Yep, so both get focus. I take it from you, and I get my focus back. Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. Fen around range 2.
Round attacks. Sebastian's massage.
I'll just do one.
1 hit.
One's enough.
Gets a focus result and a blank. Damage cards onto a Sarge. 3 hull points left.
Yep. Come on, pal.
If you've just tuned in to watch Sebastian win, I don't think things aren't looking very good for you right now. 2 hit crits and a hit.
Okay, 3. Yes!
Looks like you got 2 evades.
At the start of each combat phase, roll an attack dice.
Console fire.
Console fire.
No, the direct hit you already had.
This against this. Three.
2 and a hit crit maybe. Got the evade. And Sebastian's payload removed from play. And I think he got a console fire as well.
Okay. That's it, apart from the Hawkmane cannon. There we go, Hawkmane cannon. Main cannon, watch this. Oh, it's a hit crit.
Hit and crit, range 1 from a Hawk's primary weapon, gets 2 evades. The Sarge survives.
Come on, Hawk.
And they go back to Dials.
Okay. Flip this for my action.
Uses his action to turn the console fire face down. What was the other one? Direct hit, yeah.
So that's not stressed. Yeah. Yep.
Andy knowing exactly how to play his ships to keep them out of the engagement when they're running around with just one hull point. Let's see if by some miracle Sebastian's Asajj manages to get one hit through on one of them to claim some points back. So, Asajj and Fenral would appear to be in contact. So, Asajj firing on Palob. I see 2 hits and a focus. I see a blank.
I think his time had come.
Yep, and down. Palob is out. So, Sebastian manages to get some points back. So that was the situation of the rankings before this round started. Sebastian was in second place, 946 margin. So as it stands, let's assume that well, I don't know, I guess he could still kill Fen as well. And it would be Asajj versus Asajj, even though Sebastian's at a huge disadvantage for the amount of hull he's got left. Because it depends on whether or not Fen's going to pull off a Talon roll. I mean, he's stressed at the moment, so no, not going to pull off a Talon roll. So I would guess he's not going to be able to get Arc to fire in the next round. So Sebastian's Asajj will fire first. Let's see if she can manage to get that 1 damage on Fenral.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, no, it's not time to start. Yeah. What are you doing?
He didn't take a focus. Oh? I don't get it.
Back styles. No shots.
So Asajj does not have Arc this time around. So now, seeing that we are now in range for an attack from Asajj against Sebastian's Asajj, I get the impression it's going to be very difficult.
Just bring it in for the kill, boys.
Okay.
Fenral.
The question is, can Fenral sink 3 damage onto Asajj, onto Sebastian's Asajj?
1 hit.
1 hit, but not like that.
1 of
One evaded. So now Sebastian Assange fires back on Andy's Fenrout. He gets one hit. Repeats for Dengar. 2 hits. He's going to spend his focus token to make sure he's not going to be taken off the board. 2:30 is the time for round 3. These guys have got a 15-minute extension, so we could be here for a while.
Okay, so you've got one more to roll. So you've dodged 1. 2, so take 1 damage. Sorry, I'll slow down a bit.
One more damage card for Sebastian. Just 2 points left of damage. Just 2 whole points left on Sebastian's Assange Venturous. And is likely to receive an attack from next turn from Fenrout.
That's that dial.
So it would have still been the same situation, but I would like to do that.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Yep. Right.
This is close. That is literally
Focus.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to write. I'm not gonna go here, am I? There is nowhere else I can go and not take a side. So that's sorry man, I apologize.
What action?
That's why
You swung your arm. Your action is to swing the arm, yes? Is range band 3 in? 3 what?
Fenrout, range 3, through a rock. Hit, crit, focus. Hit and crit. 2 evades. Assange still fighting. Gets to fire back on Fen. This is where we need to get that one more damage coming through. She gets 2 hits. Repeats with Dengar. I'm not sure. Too much slight there. A blank. Spends the focus. Looks like he makes it through another round. And they go back to tiles. They had a 15-minute extension on their game. As there's not an official clock, I'm not willing to put up how much time is left in this match, because I may be completely wrong. I'm kind of hoping it was going to end any minute, but seeing as how they just don't seem to be able to stick damage on each other, we could be here for a good couple more rounds. They had a 15-minute extension. And this is round 6 of 9. Still 3 more rounds to go after lunch.
Good to go. Yep. Yep. Part 2.
Hey, go big or go home, right? Yeah, come on.
not playing with 32 points in a pretty fair round. Not this second. Boost.
Okay. Absolutely no attempts to engage this round.
I had to go, but it's just getting too risky.
I'm surprised, to be honest, that well, I mean, I'm surprised Andy's not pressing harder to make sure to seal those points. So I'm not even going to bother switching the camera, to be honest. I get the impression Andy's kind of giving up on it for now. He's waiting to see if Sebastian's Assage comes close enough for him to be able to safely attack it with his own Assage. But meanwhile, he's going to have to wait, get around those rocks, take a couple of turns, take it easy. So once again, we're not going to have any combat this round. Going to go back to Dials. And we'll see how things work out in the next round. But I'm guessing Sebastian's going to do a too hard left with his Assage, trying to escape back through the asteroids. He's trying to keep her alive as long as possible. How much time they got left, I don't know. There's Chris Mitchell's there beside them, checking the time. And I get the impression he's just told them this is their last turn. So, let's take a look. Oh no, free bank. So, now to find out if Andy can actually stick some damage on that Assage and manage to take her off the board. Closing in. Range 2 through a rock. Fenrow not having none of it. So, and Sebastian's at the side.
Don't have it. Do you need it now? Okay, so it's range 2 for a rock, so 3 against 3. Reroll this, target lock.
2 hits, looks like a couple of blanks. No. Saved it, and it looks like they are going back to Dials. So it looks like they've still got at least one more turn, if not more. I'm not sure. There's kind of like some fidgeting around. Yeah, they got Dials in their hands. Oh my god! I should have known when they started asking for a time extension this was going to happen.
several times because I managed to lose a dialect, while my opponent from the previous game disappeared off with my dialect.
Well, you were the portal factor.
Yeah, it's easily done when you've got two players playing scum.
Yeah, but it don't matter. There's nothing I can avoid.
That's the best game.
Yeah, you win? No. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you, George.
What do you mean, thank you? No, that's alright. That was, and we both said, it really didn't matter who won that game.
Two years
Yeah, those sort of players should be picked up continually.
Yeah.
Because they will promote this community and keep it growing strong.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
He's a great guy.
Top
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't have hoped, I couldn't have wanted to lose to a better guy than that. So, yeah, thank you. Man.
What was the margin like at the end?
Eh?
What was the margin like at the end?
He got Miranda right on the last shot. It was 100 to 30. But Biggs wouldn't buy it. And even he said, yeah, it was. I nearly had Biggs left on like 1 hit point, no shields.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't buy it. And then he went off, regened it all.
Okay.
So,
It's not finished. No, they're still going. I think. It's Andrew's won. But the question is whether or not he's going to be able to get rid of the other Sarge to get points.
Right, okay. I played Sebastian yesterday and we had a great game.
This is like a mirror. It's a perfect mirror.
Yeah, of course. I'll draw you a picture if you like.
target lock.
Okay. Whether or not anything's going to happen here, I don't know. At least it's not obstructed, so Sebastian's only going to roll 2 dice this time around.
If I get some money, try and come to Spain. Range band. Stress. Nothing, no stress. Ooh, no stress. Your shots first.
You've got the wall on
32 children.
Okay. 2 blank. Repeats with Dengar. Does a hit and a crit would appear. I can see 2 blanks.
How many have I got? 1. How many did you get? 2. Were any of them crits? Still spend it.
Takes the shield off of his Visage. And he gets to attack.
Target lock.
Gets 2 hits. It looks like there's 1 evade there. 1 damage card goes on. The ship's still alive.
1 left.
And I think they're still going.
So 1 more round.
1 more round, guys. So
I don't think I can do it.
he's got to get round a rock. He's got to. I mean, this is Sebastian now. It's in his favour to try and keep his Visage alive, try and make sure he doesn't lose those points. But and I think he's done it because even though it's been torturous for me, well done, Sebastian. Against all expectations, you managed to keep Visage alive for about half an hour longer than we expected. Yeah, and that is the end. Why even bother moving? Oh, is he going to boost into range? No way. No action. Game over. Okay. How interesting.
It's just not worth the 32 points. For
Well, there you go, guys. That was torturous. I'm going to go over, congratulate them, and go get an interview.
Tried up nicely.
Sebastian, hi. You're not on. Hang on a sec. There you go. Now you can go.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. What was that like for you?
It's a little bit scary game, I think.
Like with the virtually complete mirror, yeah.
Yeah. And not complete with Dengar on Ventress on my side, but fan won't die. His fan won't die.
Yep. For a long time, we've seen him trying to put that last damage point on him, and lots of rounds that he just kept on going, and so eventually it just got to the point where I'm just not even going to bother attacking him anymore. And so it separated out from the match, and we spent the last 15 minutes watching you both kind of circle around, trying to see if they were going to get range, whether they were going to be able to put some more damage on your Asajj, because it was basically once his Fen Rao disengaged, it was a question of whether or not you can keep your Asajj alive, and we've watched you for the last 30 minutes keep her alive. So well done on that part, that you've managed to retain those points for your margin.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it's only one loss, so there's still every chance that you can be going as far as possible in the next 3 rounds.
Okay. I wanted to try to give my best for the German community. It's a really great place. Really good guys. This was the breaking point was the first shooting round with Fen, I think.
Yeah.
We hit Pelop 3 hits, hit crit, and blank out. I think. Oh man.
That was devastating. Huh?
Yeah. It was really bad.
Cool. All right. When you came up against the list, like obviously the mirror stuff like that, it was. How much did you think it was gonna? I mean, it was very equal.
Yep.
There wasn't much. It was a very give and flow to begin with.
Yep.
It was when he eventually got the upper hand by removing Palob and removing Fen Rao, and it took you a couple of turns to be able to catch up and remove his Palob.
Yep.
What would you think would be the thing you'd do differently in that case, if you had to do it again?
I get the initiative with my 100 points, and this was a little bit crazy. I take with Palob the focus, and you get it back.
So it's difficult, huh?
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, anyway, I got. Thank you very much for your time. Good luck with the rest of the rounds.
A little bit.
Yeah. We noticed. You could see on the camera that you weren't living it well. It was definitely passing its toll on you.
Yeah.
And well, you done well at the end to not give up those points.
Yep.
That's the other thing.
All Simon?
Right. Yep. Like I said, I've got something in my hand.
Ciao.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay, Andy, well done. Good
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
When you came up against that mirror list, I'm guessing, what was your opinion? It's going to be a difficult game, huh? Mirror list could go both ways.
I mean, the guys managed to hit the top of the Swiss in the first day.
Yeah.
That was the chap I just played.
Yeah.
Lovely chap, really fair, good sportsman. Not that this is a sport, it's a game, before anybody gets any ideas. Okay, so it wasn't actually a complete mirror match, because he did not halve Latsrazi, he had Dengar instead, and therefore he did not halve a points bid, which allowed me to then take control of the initiative, or rather give him the initiative, which meant my Fen was always moving last, which is a big advantage, I believe. It also meant, although he's re-rolling dice with Dengar, I'm quite happy for him to do that, because I can remove some of those dice with Ketsu.
Yeah.
So I actually don't think it's as strong as my build, but there you go.
Hang on a second. So you were playing Ketsu, not Asajj?
Sorry, my apologies. He is running Asajj with
Dengar, and you're running.
And I'm running
Asajj
with Lats.
Okay,
Ketsu,
right.
Sorry,
okay.
I'm a bit bad with my names.
Yeah, you said Getsu, and I was like going, because you said it to him as well at the beginning. I was like going, oh, we've got Ketsu.
No. The cards are all there. I cannot remember names.
I put the list in with Asajj,
yeah.
And then now you just said it now. I was going, oh god.
No.
Okay. So really, what you're saying is that the game got decided by the initiative bid.
The game wasn't decided by the initiative bid, but it was a big part of it.
It was a huge factor. Yeah.
Games are decided by lots of different things, aren't they?
Yeah, of course.
And you can't really tie down to one thing.
No.
And it's how you put those different things together.
Right.
And let's see how it goes from there.
Cool.
But yeah, good game.
Cool.
Good
all right. Well, so now you're 6-0.
I am. Yep.
Yep. Going into 3 rounds left, and
Only,
we'll see if you maybe make the top. You only got to win one more to have a good chance to get into the top. So
Yeah, well, I don't want the curse of the top of the Swiss. That's one
no,
thing for
yeah,
sure.
that's true. A lot of
So,
people talk about that.
yeah,
So
I don't
we'll see
know.
how that goes. But there's lots of good players going in so far.
It's been so much fun.
Yeah,
I think most of us have all forgotten about the delay yesterday. I think everybody's just really enjoying today.
it was really difficult yesterday, but most people have got by it.
It
now
was
and-
difficult,
and
but
making the most out
you know
of
the
it.
community came through, so that's what counts.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, thank you very much.
Cheers, pal.
All right, and we'll speak to you later.
Talk to you later,
Bye.
hopefully.